Well, good morning, viewers. So we haven't been back here in a day, but that's because we did some shopping yesterday. But I did do some planning not last night, but the night before. Last night we went out shopping to Lowe's. What an experience that is. I'd like to get your thoughts on shopping at box stores. So the QOTD of the day, question of the day is, how's your experience been with box stores? Do you find yourself looking for the stuff yourself and not finding the proper help to assist you with picking out those items? I know social media is great for getting help with finding things or getting the right product, but sometimes, when you get to a store, you'd like to be able to put somebody in front of you that can help you and not give you a blank stare when you ask them where something is. Just a thought. But we did install this medicine cabinet, and we have this rail right here, which has this profile for the wainscoting to fit in through here. And our plan is to have it come right up to the bottom of the medicine cabinet. But when I was shopping with my ex-wife last night, she said, well, she'd like to have a little detail across the top here. And I kind of agree, but I think that's going to make us drop this down. Now, the other thing is when you go to use a medicine cabinet, where do you usually pull? The bottom. And this would really restrict that, so you'd always be forced to pull from the side, which could be an easy adjustment to make in the mind. But if we drop it down some, which is not what I wanted to do initially, I wanted to try and get it to go right up to the medicine cabinet. But I think dropping it down will allow us room to put some cap molding on the top and make it a little bit more of a colonial look, if you will, or traditional look. And again, we're kind of focused on, doing a couple of things with the trim around here. And this is a good time to do it because you're at the beginning stages of planning your finish. Now, the other thing that we ran into was whoever grouted the floor put all kinds of buildup right here. And that went all along that wall here. So I literally had to take a cold chisel and hammer and chisel all that out just so this baseboard would sit there properly. Talking about the baseboard, when I put the vanity up against it, it kept the vanity away from the wall. So I don't think the design, the back design of this vanity right here allowed for the vanity to go right up against the wall and allow for baseboard. Now, I looked at the pictures of this when I decided to buy this vanity and said to myself, well, that's a nice look. I'd be able to see the wall and the trim behind it. Nice, very nice finish look. But, when you go to install this vanity, you have to install it with the idea that you're not going to be able to put base where these legs make contact with the wall. So you basically have to put the baseboard between the legs. Now, you get to see the wainscoting go all the way down the back, which is a nice look. But again, another thing to look at and plan and test what plan you have in place. Is that going to work? The other thing was I ran into this heater, and as you can see, there's a gap here at the wall. I wanted to be able to put this end cap right against the wall and run the base to it. But then it left a gap right here of exposed, unfinished wall. And I says, well, that's not going to look good, so what's the worst of two evils? Well, this method would apply a more finished look by running that behind. Now, there is going to be wainscoting that's going to go behind here as well, but if you look behind this thing, that's all unfinished there. So I would like to create a situation where, for cleaning and just for attention to detail, is if I can run this wainscoting all the way down to the bottom. Granted, there's be no baseboard there, but if the wainscoting goes all the way to the floor, then you don't have any rough or unfinished surfaces to look at, which you won't look at much, but definitely when it comes to cleaning, that would create a more finished look for that person who's cleaning. So they're the only ones that are going to benefit from it. And then of course, the plan here is to get this back wall wainscoting done so we can put in the toilet, which that's in high demand right now. But that can't continue along this wall or along this wall. There's our buddy there. Corey, good morning. Yep, he's saying hello. We intend to replace these doors. Now, these doors kind of look like they're straight out of the 70s to me. Never really liked the look of the 70s. It was too plain. It was more of a contemporary style during that time. And we'd like to carry the detail of the traditional look. Now, the thing is, with a door like this, contemporary, with a colonial style trim, I just don't think that's a great match. So our theory behind everything here is to make it kind of conform with the vanity we bought. So we go look at this detail on the draw head of the vanity, and we liked this look. So we're going to try and carry this kind of look throughout the bathroom. That would be adjusting the trim to kind of conform to that, and that can be done in layers, as well as the baseboard and the rail. And when we make these doors, we have throughout the home a 2-panel recess door, if that's the correct terminology. Basically what it is a 2-panel door. It's not a raised panel that some people might be familiar with, but a flat panel, okay, with a little bit of traditional detail. And then of course we'll widen the molding so that it goes up to the ceiling. And that means I would widen this here, which affects our ability to put wainscoting here. And we're going to carry that look around the entire ceiling with maybe a small crown, maybe bed molding. I was going to do cove, but my ex-wife didn't really like the cove, so maybe we'll go to bed molding to give her that colonial look that she likes. But that's where we're at. So tonight, when I get back from work, we're going to paint this green, which is that color there, and get that finish coat on. Because I always like to put finish coat, or at least one finish coat on something before I put it up, and including putting a finish coat on the walls. So there's finish paint in places that are hard to reach or make good detail with when you're doing it at the finish. Maybe I could better explain that as we're going through the process. But our objective this weekend is to get that toilet in. But we have a lot of work ahead of us to make that all come together. So hopefully you have a great day. I'll be putting together a video later today about our progress with getting the paint, and we have to go to the store. We just went to the store last night to kind of get ideas about what we wanted to use. Of course, we did that without any help from Lowe's. But thank goodness we have some background to be able to do that on our own. But that's kind of what we're up to this weekend, is get the toilet in, wainscoting along the back wall, and obviously paint the walls, and start getting prepared to replace these doors once we get the toilet in. So we'll catch you later. Again, thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.